All right. Oh, one more thumbs up. Can you guys hear me okay? Yes. Okay. Super. I'm just going to bring up my screen and we are going to dive in. Here we go. All right. So I've never actually done a present mode, so I'm going to try it and you guys can tell me. If you're in your car, you're walking, don't worry about viewing this, like you're fine. Hannah Hill, can you see this okay? Yeah, okay, super. So unmute yourself if for some reason it stops working, let me know. So let's dive in. How to run a business. I need to bring you guys up so I can kind of see you too, because that's helpful. How can I do that and see you at the same time? I don't think I can. You're just going to have to disappear. So let me know if it doesn't work. So today I wanted to cover how to run a business. I think we often have lots of trainings about, the coaching world, how to invite, how to run a challenge group, all of that. Sometimes we have very good inspirational calls, like, how to be motivated, how to plan your days. You know what? I actually don't like my view like that because then I can't see you guys. I'm changing my mind already. Okay. I like to see you guys. Let me see if I can escape this presentation mode. I'm going to do it like this. There we go. Because I like to see some of you. There we go. I'm just going to do it like this. And then you guys can still kind of see the presentation, right? Yeah. Okay. I wanted to talk about how to run a business. If you follow my Instagram, I've been reading 2 books that are probably the best books I've ever read in my 9 years of reading personal development. And I'm going to share those in this presentation, but it got me thinking that number one, like I say on this slide, business doesn't look like what it used to look like. And number 2, I think coaching is so much more than, oh, I'm a Beachbody coach. I feel like it's this platform, it's this vehicle that we use to do so much bigger, greater things in this world. So I want to dive in and I want to teach you, like, how do I run a business? How do I keep track of my expenses? How do I keep track of my income? What do I do with my money when I earn it? Like all those things that lots of people don't talk about. Raise your hand if you started this and you were taught how to invite, how to run challenge groups, but literally the money showed up in your account. And you're like, A, I don't know even where this money came from. B, don't really even know how I get paid. C, I don't know what to do with this money. Has anybody taught you that stuff? Right? So that's what I kind of want to dive in today, because you do own a business. And if you treat it like that, like, hey, you're going to get a T4. Hey, you do have expenses. Hey, when Aunt Susie comes to me, which she still does like 9 years later, and says, how's your little fitness thing going? I can say, I run a real business, right? So let's dive in. So I like to always put a slide like this on who is Morgan and why should I listen to her? If you're anything like me, when I listen to a training, I want to know who that training is coming from. Confession, like for me, now that I have kids, sometimes I struggle to listen to trainings from, mentors or podcasters out there who don't have kids, because they're like, oh, do this 45-minute morning routine. I'm like, sister, no, like that's not going to work for me, right? So I like, who am I getting this information from? So I put this quote on there, and this is really what I've been feeling lately. I hope I can inspire you to take care of your body, but more importantly, I hope I can inspire you to take care of your life. And I think that's what a coach does. Yes, we inspire people to take care of their bodies, but raise your hand if this has done so much more for you than just take care of your body, right? One of the biggest things I noticed off the start was my relationship with Steven improved. Right? That to me is one of the greatest gifts that could happen. You improving your spouse relationship, that then showing such a positive example for your kids, like that ripple effect is just beautiful. So I've been doing this for, I think 9 years. Yeah, 9 years. I started back when I was 23 years old, living in my parents' basement. I had never been in a challenge group. I had never had a quote unquote transformation. I had never tried Shakeology, nothing. I knew Beachbody workouts. I loved them. My sister ordered them off the infomercial, Turbo Jam, if anybody has done it. If you haven't, go on your Beachbody on Demand and do one. I know all the choreography. You could test me on it still. Turbo Jam, Turbo Fire, Chalene Extreme. So when I learned about coaching, I didn't have Instagram. It didn't exist. I didn't know a single person who was a coach. Nobody invited me, nothing. I just went online to order an at-home fitness program because I was becoming a brand new teacher. And I'm like, I don't have time to go to the gym, but I used to do these workouts that my sister ordered. So why don't I just go online? Why don't I commit to doing a program from start to finish for like the first time ever? I really liked lifting weights at the time. So Body Beast was the newest program. Side note, if you've never done Body Beast, it is the hardest weightlifting program you will ever do. Harder than Lift More, if you're looking for an extra challenge. So I started and finished that in the same 3 months as my first 3 months as a teacher. When I was ordering Body Beast, I came across a little tab on the website that said, become a coach. I decided to sign up knowing nothing. I bought Body Beast, then I paid the coach sign up fee. Then I learned about Shakeology. So I paid the maximum amount because nobody told me a challenge pack existed. From there, I learned about coaching, what it was. And I'm like, I think this is it for me. Because I had this feeling in me like, I love teaching. I love what it represents. I love the career. But I also had a little bit of anxiety, like, okay, I love this job, but do I want to do it for the rest of my life? I love this job, but do I want to do it for the rest of my life every day? And am I okay with getting paid what teachers get paid for the rest of my life? And I just had this uneasy feeling like, I just don't know. I would love to do it maybe part-time or here and there, but I feel like I need something else to fill my soul and maybe a little extra income. And when I learned about teaching, I'm like, when I learned about coaching, I'm like, this is it. I feel like I just felt lit up again. Like, I think I found that thing. So that is me. We also own a franchise store in our little town. So we run that business as well. Plus I was a full-time teacher at the time. So that's kind of where my background has come from. And I knew nothing about business. Stephen has been a very helpful attribute in my business. If it wasn't for him, raise your hand if this sounds like you too, I would probably still have a student debit card and only a checking account at my bank with no savings, nothing, because it just wasn't an area I was very knowledgeable in or was taught. So thankful for him. He passed on some good business traits for me, and I want to pass those on to you guys too. So who saw in my stories the Girls That Invest book? A few of you? Okay. I'll show a picture of it further along, but I want to read you this page because this is what inspired me about what to cover on this call. So it's going to say investing, but you can kind of think of it just wealth in general. It says, before I leave you, I want to ask one favor, a promise my father asked me to make and am now asking you. Investing isn't just a sole person activity. We invest for our communities and our families. Growing wealth doesn't just benefit us, it benefits our society as a whole. When we uplift ourselves, we inspire our friends, our siblings, our nieces and nephews, and even those we never thought we would. We inspire future generations by being the role models they deserve. The information in this book isn't just to benefit you, but to those around you as well. Like my father told me, when you reach those financial goals you are after, because you will, do not forget to look back at how far you've come and make sure you help others climb up the ladder too. There's enough space for us all. And that like made me tear up. I had to include it. I'm like, that's what this is about. That's what this team is about. That's what coaching's about. It's about, that's what your challenge groups are about. It's about you reaching that first transformation from your first program. It's about you reaching that, first $50 you earned. It's like, hey, okay, now let's lock arms with somebody else and help them climb the ladder too, because there is enough space for us all. We're not in competition with each other. So 6 things I want to go over about how to run a business. Number 1, you have a business, it's legit. Number 2, set yourself up a business finder. Number 3, open your business finder daily. Number 4, check on your business weekly. Number 5, investing back into your business. And number 6, what to do with your money. So we're going to go through each one of these, okay? So I'm recording, yeah. Number 1, you own a business. It may just not look like a typical business. I put this progress photo on here because it was my very first one ever. I was living with my parents at the time. I had done 30 days of Shakeology without working out. I actually did that before I started a fitness program. And then I was 30 days into Body Beast. So that was my very first program I did. So I put down here, we don't live in our parents' era. So if you're like me, at first I kind of struggled to see this as a business. And this was back 9 years ago. I was 23 years old. My viewpoint of a business was you had an office building, you had an office, it looked like a business. And I am so grateful that it looks so different now. I want to give you an example. I came across this girl on Instagram a couple weeks ago. She's I think she's young 20s. Here's her business. She goes to thrift stores. She buys killer thrifted items. Once or twice a week, she comes on her Instagram stories and she sells those items. It's a story sale with thrifted items. She is running a legit business, making money, and she's in her young 20s. I'm like, girl, this is so cool. This is so cool. Never would have even our parents imagined this could be a business, right? So I think wrapping my head around the fact that, oh my gosh, I can work on my phone in the car or in my PJs or be on a Zoom call like this. And this is work. And that has been a cool realization. We live in such a neat era that a business doesn't have to look like the stuffy office job that it typically was. A book that really helped me off the start was this one, The Business of the 21st Century by Rich Dad. Some of you might know of him. This book, it's very thin. You could start and finish it very quickly. It really helped me understand, oh, this is a legit business, and this is one of the best business platforms and setups to earn an income from home while having another job. So I highly recommend that one. So you have a business. It just doesn't look like a typical one. So number 2, set yourself up a business binder. I forgot to grab mine. Now, this does not have to look like this. It can be a note on your phone. It can be a spreadsheet. It can look like whatever you want. But here's why I put it in a book, because I like to work quick, okay? If I just have my phone, I'm a little slower of go back to my notes, look at a name, go back to Instagram, message them, go back to my notes, go back. I'm very slow. So for me, I like pen and paper. I wanted something where I could wake up or I could go wherever. I grabbed my phone, I grabbed my laptop, I grabbed my binder, and I could work my business anywhere. Okay. So it's up to you how you set it up. This was mine. What do I have in it? You can jot these things down if you want, or you can just do whatever you want in your binder. The first page was my everyday to-do list. This is what I did every day. It was super easy. Once I was done the list, I'm done for the day. I had a page with my goals, and you guys look at this. I literally had the dividers that you bought in middle school. Yeah, the dividers. They work great still. Goals. Okay. Then I had contacts. Again, so messy, but it worked. Okay, I'm just crossing out names, writing names down. I had contacts. Again, this is just loose leaf. I had my challenge groups. I had my coaches and coach trainings. I had my coaches a section. I had an income section. So every single week I wrote out my income. Then I would total up the month, divide it by 4 and get an average. I also had my rank beside so that I knew kind of what rank I was. And then the very last section was expenses. Why do I tell you to track your income and expenses? I've had coaches come to me and say, Morgs, oh my gosh, I'm not like earning any income. And I'm like, okay, write out your income for the past like 3 months, send it to me. And they're like, oh, Maureen, I've earned like over $1,000. I'm like, see what I'm saying? Like, you don't know unless you see it, right? Same with expenses. I had one of my Star Diamond coaches message me the other day because in my stories, I said, make sure you keep your receipt for the books you're buying. She's like, Morgan, I never thought to keep the receipts for the books. Yes. Why are you reading the business book or the whatever book? For your business, right? So again, track that expense. If you're unsure, track everything. Your accountant will tell you what you can and cannot use, right? Cell phone bill, internet bill, etc. Okay, so set yourself up a business binder so that you feel confident to work from anywhere. All right. Number 3, are you open? So number 3 is open your business binder daily in a way that honors all your other priorities. I say this because I never want you to work during a time that you probably shouldn't be working, AKA the family's going down for a movie night. You don't need to be working. Leave your phone upstairs and go watch the movie with your family, right? Maybe you get up early before they're all up to work. Maybe you stay up late when they're all in bed. I know that's what my coach Kirsten, who has 2 little boys, bedtime, she'd be crawling into bed at 9 p.m. Okay, I'm working. Is that hard? Yeah, but she has goals and she had a vision and she knows she wanted to honor her boys and her family during the day. And she could work for an hour or 2 in the evening and it would be fine. And I put this book, Anti-Time Management, here. It's the other book that, oh, you guys, it's so good. It's about working, but like I said, in a way that honors your priorities. I don't want you to say your family matters the most, but you only see them for an hour a day. Okay? Or you're half on your phone, half with your family. That's not how I want you to run this business. So open up your business binder daily, but at a time that works for you and your priorities, all right? Yes, you should be opening it up daily. Just like our franchise store, just like your favorite clothing store, wouldn't you be pissed off if you're like, I'm going shopping, you go to the door, it's locked. And you're like, well, what are their hours? It's like a Wednesday, middle of the day, like, aren't they open? You kind of get mad or you lose trust with them, right? So you should be opening up your business daily. Does that mean posting on social? I mean, yeah, but I'm more talking about the behind the scenes stuff, the conversations, right? The getting to know people, the brainstorming a list of people that you could invite to join your next challenge group. I'm more talking about that behind the scenes stuff. All right. And as questions come up, you can throw them in the chat. If I have time after, I can look at the chat too, you guys. So let's dive into number 4, 5, and 6. Number 4 is check on your business weekly. Number 5 is investing back into your business. And number 6 is what to do with your money. So number 4 is check on your business weekly. So what I do weekly, usually multiple times a week, and this is really important at the start of your business, I will go into my online office. There's a coach kind of like breaking news section. So I can check all the happenings like, hey, mint chocolate chip beach bars launch tomorrow. They'll have a FAQ link. I can go and check out the info. XB Sweat and Sculpt launches Tuesday. I can click the link in the coach breaking news. I can read all about it, get all the resources. On the left side, I can see how many coaches were added to my team that week. I can see new coach orders. I'll go in there and just like educate myself. What's going on in my business today? Then, oh, I gotta rock and roll here. Then I will also go into check my downline. What that means is I'll go into my sponsorship drill down, my report, and I'll look at my coaches and I'll take a peek. Okay, who has Success Club, who added some new coaches that I can reach out to and cheer them on. So a couple times a week, that is what I'm doing. I need to know what's going on with my business. I do not check my online office on my phone. I'm just confession to me, I can't see everything. It's just a little on the go, maybe, but my laptop for the online office, like that's where I study my team and my business. It's easier to view. I can see everything. Okay, so checking into your business weekly, couple times a week. Investing back into your business. So it is important to invest back into a business, but to be honest, it's not much off the start. When I started, my investment back into my business was personal development books. That was usually my investment back in. I know some people prefer to like buy challenge group guides. To be honest, Beachbody makes them now, and they're really, really good. Or I made my own because then I felt more connected to them. So that's, you can invest into that, but like, it's definitely not something that I think will highly benefit your business. It's maybe more of a pleasure down the road. There's not a whole lot you necessarily have to invest back into. Some of usually the two things I tell people is like, is your phone working? Like, or is your phone, because I've seen coaches like they can barely see their phone. It's so cracked. I'm like, get a new phone, girlfriend. Like, get a new phone, an iPhone, more preferably. Get a new phone. Hey, maybe get a laptop, right? Doing work on a laptop is so much faster. Maybe that was like my first investment. I'm like, I want to buy a laptop. So that was kind of my first investment back into the business. Again, save your receipts, right? Okay, number 6. What to do with your money. So this was the book that I love, Girls That Invest. And the first page said, when you educate a woman, you educate a village. And as soon as I read that sentence, I'm like, this book. I never want somebody to become a coach and earn an income all year. And then all of a sudden they're like, where did all that money go? Like, I still have credit card debt. I still blah, blah, blah. Like, where did all that money go? I want you to earn that money, be proud of that money, and put it to good use. This book, whether you plan to invest or not, which I encourage you to just learn about it. It's for beginners. I highly recommend you check it out. Literally, it blew my mind. I love this part. I highlighted. I'll read it to you because you can't see it. Because the first paragraph is kind of the history of why women aren't really into investing. And it was such a light bulb moment for me. So it said, how can we expect to know how to invest when less than 50 years ago, women couldn't even open a bank account? Women couldn't get a mortgage 50 years ago. I was like, no wonder we're so freaking behind, right? So it was just really eye-opening for me to understand where we are with money and how to gain that knowledge so we can pass it on, right? So I'll read a couple more things here. It said, by keeping silent about money, we only make it harder for women and minorities to get paid more, to negotiate better, to learn how to invest. By keeping money a taboo topic, we only make it harder for more people to understand how wealth creation works. Who's benefiting from our silence? Not us. And the last one, I realized it wasn't wrong to care about or be focused on money. Money affects every aspect of our lives. It affects our life expectancy, our health outcomes, our access to better resources. It affects our stress and mental health, our relationships with our families, partners, and children. It affects our ability to enjoy our day-to-day activities, but more importantly, it affects our freedom, our choices, and what control we have over them. Such an empowering book for women, even men. I highly recommend it. She had great examples of even her girlfriend who got a raise this past year. And she was talking to her. She's like, that's great. But did you know with the percentage of inflation, she's like, you actually are losing money. And her girlfriend's like, what? Like, what? And I know people getting pay cuts, right? So investing is a way to be like, no, I'm taking control of this money, right? I want you to earn money as a coach, or, investing from your 9-to-5 job, whatever it may be, so that years down the road, like, you do feel in control and empowered, and also empowered for your kids or your nieces and nephews, whatever it may be. Like, we're part of the era that starts to share this knowledge with other people. And we have the platform. Not many people are part of communities like this that are open to sharing knowledge like this. So what to do with your money? Highly recommend getting that book and just start thinking about it. Start opening the discussion. So how to run a business recap. Number 1, you have a business. It is legit. Number 2, set yourself up a business finder. Go to Staples this weekend, get some supplies, okay? Number 3, open your business finder daily at a time that works for you. Check on your business weekly. Go into that online office. Explore. Investing back into your business. Do you need a new phone? Do you want to save for a laptop? Right? What is that for you? If you don't want to do books, hey, don't spend money on books. Go to your local library, get a library card, right? And then number 6, what to do with your money. You don't have to know right now. Just start reading about it. Start talking about it, right? Ask questions in Success Clubbers about money. Like, last year, I had a retreat at our home for leadership, and it was so, where's a picture? Was it with, here, with these girls right here. One night, we talked about money and money mindset, because it's something I've struggled with growing up. I was raised beautifully, great upbringing, but it was very you work hard for these hours and you get paid for your time. That's how life works. And it's been a challenge for me to overcome that a little bit. And having that conversation that night with those girls around the fire, I'm just like, it felt so good, and it opened me up to seeing things differently. So I think just having those conversations is key. Like I said, post in Success Clubbers, ask questions, all that stuff. That's what we're here for. So I just put this on there. I'm grateful we live in an era where there is enough space for us all. And I love that part of the book. It was just key. So that was my 6 points on how to run a business. Some things that not many people talk about, just some things. Jen said the book's ordered. Leah said we're actually losing money. Yeah. And again, I wasn't aware of that until I started to read that book and started thinking about things differently. And that's all I want for everybody. I don't want there to be a cut and dry right and wrong answer. It's more of just, hey, get the knowledge. And then from there, you make the decisions that are right for you and your family, right? Okay, we have 2 minutes. I'm just going to cruise through. Jamie said it's in my Amazon cart. That's what I do. When I see books, I'll just add them to my cart so I remember them for later. Yeah. Okay, awesome. And if you guys do come up with some questions or anything like that you can't find the answers to, because again, sometimes this stuff isn't talked about, message me, post it in Success Clubbers and tag me, then other people can see. Anything about setting up a business binder or about books or investing or all of that. Again, there's no right or wrong answer. It's more just being aware of it so you can make the best decision for you. It was a different topic. Was that helpful? Kind of some different things. Okay, awesome, you guys. So we're doing these called the first Sunday of every single month. So next month, I believe it's Dana Demers that's going to be hosting. I'm pretty sure she is awesome. You will love her. So the first Sunday of every month. In the meantime, we encourage you to do National Wake Up Call. If you want even more training, do the Slay Squad calls. The link is in Success Clubbers under the team call link. You can do those. But to be honest, training's great, but always remember, training's not what grows a business either, right? Like you don't really need to know heaps and heaps and heaps of information. So it's fun. I love it too, but I have to like reel myself back in sometimes and be like, Morgan, you don't need